boy KTwice and my man Kevin the man. We are here today from Upland Revival. We are really excited. I'm out here camping out with the family, so forgive the background and forgive me if the internet's a little bit fuzzy, but I did not want to miss tonight. I really want to come on here and make sure that we stay consistent for all of our fellow Uplanders, for all the people that want to stay consistent in Upland, because we love Upland, we love our metaverse, and we want to continue to help grow our ROI. So with that, man, we didn't miss out today. I'm really excited for our guest today. Kev, I want you to introduce our guest today, man, because you know him better than I do, and I'm really excited because we love different and unique perspectives from every single person, every single player, every type from wherever they come from, and we're just excited to continue to bring new perspectives and new players on with us, so we can continue to help grow Upland in its own. Go ahead and introduce him, Kev.
Yeah, so today we have Lightning Leg coming in today, and we're excited to see his view. And there he is there. What's up, Lightning Leg? How you
How's it
doing?
going? Great to be on. Thanks for having me. Yeah, definitely
Good.
got some differing opinions that I think we can come to agreements upon. So at some point.
Yeah,
So
that's
cool.
awesome, man. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Lightning, and kind of, what got you interested in Upland and kind of what you're doing now and the things that are important to you and what you're focusing on.
Well, the big focus right now is building. So we've come to a different perspective. So we've seen the community in Upland and how it's grown and how amazing it is. So I've been on now a 6 month journey into the Web3 space, onto figuring out. I've marketed myself as the most unbiased opinion in Web3. So I'm looking for these other communities that are as amazing as Upland, and we're the biggest thing for us is transparency, and we're looking for transparency. And the platform that I'm running now is now rebranded as Lightning's Web3 Journey. We've just rebranded that, and then we'll have the Lightning. We'll have the regular stream
Mm.
where we do the hunting and the racing, and then we're also having an X space as well. The X space is now branded as Web3 Gaming. So we're looking to get traction onto that. So we're delving into the X spaces to get traction, because X is the most amazing community in crypto, and so we're looking to bridge communities as well. So
I love that too, man. That's actually a great bridging topic too, because we were just talking about the market right before we even hopped on here. We were just kind of talking about, the ups and downs of how crypto and the markets of stock market, all the fun things,
Hmm.
but how the market in crypto has been recently. And I think it's really kind of interesting to see how the market has kind of helped go up and down, right? And learn kind of the ups and downs from where we were at in 2019 compared to where we are at today. And I think that's what excites us, is about having these conversations like this too, by the way, is because, we talk to a lot of the bigger players. I talked to Abdullah, I talked to a lot of the guys, and we all believe and think the same. We want to grow. We want to actually have bigger and bigger things that we want to think about when it comes to ROI for our game. And so my question is what is some of your top priorities, Lightning, when you are in Upland? What is right now for your purposes? What is your biggest priority in Upland?
my priority right now is still, I'm building the account, but I'm actually just, my priority is building the media on the side right now.
Yeah.
And I'd rather give stuff away, and build the media aspect. But it's to build the account. It's to focus on all the communities that I'm part of in Upland, because without them, I wouldn't be on here talking to you guys. I wouldn't be in the media space at all. And it's with their support that I'm here. So I'm Upland all the way, and you know we can market and brand to the regular Joe with Upland, and that is a huge difference, and that is why that's what got me into it. I was looking for virtual real estate, so um, you know there's so
So,
many.
So
Yep.
let's start there.
yeah, so Lightning, if you were to market to a new player right now, how would you market it? Just so we kind of understand your view.
So right now, I always say on my streams, right now we've had, so just a little bit of, just a slight bit of history. So I was playing the market all the way down to 20%, with the markups, and we hit 60%. I bought a bunch. We hit 50%. So that took a couple months to drop that far. But we have been at the 20% mark. So I started 6 months ago. We've been at the 20% mark for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
and it's been held steady at that 20% markup. So take that not financial advice, but take that as you would like. But as a new player coming in, that's what I say. If you want to, jump in and put money into nodes, that is highly
But
speculative. And that's,
how do you do that right now? How do you market to a new player right now to come and do that right now?
well, you can say that based on some of those markups. So if they have the standard collections, those markups will allow you to get 100% monthly dividend, or 100% of that what you put in terms of OPEX in 8 months, 9 months. So and we have a unique perspective. I have a unique perspective in all the other Web3 gaming spaces. So you won't get that in a lot of the other Web3 gaming spaces. So it's crazy to see how much effort you got to put out and what kind of marketing and branding you got to put out in these other Web3 gaming spaces. So at least with Upland, when you're putting in your OPEX at a certain point, when you're putting in your USD at a certain point, what you're getting out. And with Sparklet going up 100% in the last 2 months, that is a statement as to the mechanics they're building on the back end with the uppies. So they're really doing well, and I do think that I do see this I'm part of the OMA3 Open Metaverse Alliance as well, so we can actually see this in a lot of different projects that I think are copying Dirk in his ability to really with the doctorate in economics. So I see it in some of the other Web3 projects as well. So it's
I,
crazy to see.
no,
They did make one mistake though. They did make. I will admit this. Well, I think everybody makes mistakes, but I actually had a guy who was working with me, and we came in at the same time. Between Bronx and LA, and between Bronx and LA, we lost him. We lost him in LA for that just that huge drop.
The problem is that we're still not addressing how we're marketing to new players, right? We're declining like month over month of players and new playership. I mean, that's the problem, is we're not marketing to new players. And
Well,
if
we
we
don't
don't
have
have
a
new
clear
players,
identity.
yeah, and that's
Like,
where I'm
what
like,
is the
okay, so
game?
how are we
What is the
marketing?
platform about?
That is the market. That the market is comparing it to other Web3 gaming projects. This is the best Web3 gaming project, and we're building, and we're continuously building, and that's the difference. And you can see they're trying to.
But what do you mean we're building? What are we building?
They're building up because they're building mechanics. They're getting people excited. This has been the craziest.
I mean,
this has been the craziest summer in.
How long have you
Upland.
been in? Sorry to interrupt, but how long have you been playing Upland?
2021.
Okay.
December, November.
So I mean,
December.
you've been around when we heard about new features that were coming, and did they seem stalled out to you? I mean, does it seem like these features are coming quickly? I mean, obviously, I hear what you're saying.
Now they are. Now they are.
Yeah, I do think they are now.
They are now.
I hear
there was a lull. Hey, I admit it. Admittedly, there was a lull back in 2022, and I say commonly that usually between at the end of Genesis week and October, November, there's always a lull. This year, there's no lull, and that's what got me excited.
I feel like there still is a lull, and here, let me explain that lull too, and let me explain this to you too, where it comes from as well, because I want to be very clear. I love Upland, and I know that this is a very big, sensitive topic for a lot of people, but I think it's even more sensitive for people like myself, and for people like Kevin, and for OGs that have been playing this since day one, that saw the heights and made the good ROI, and then saw the decline of the Spark. I mean, yes, Spark might be up 100% from the past 2 months, but it's down big, big, and everything else from when we started playing was down big, and so we want to see the evolution of the game take place, and so by introducing new bonuses for new players. Targeting not just the average Joe, because you said we want to target the average Joe. Well, not the average Joe plays Web3, not the average Joe even knows anything about Web3. Myself, I know nothing about Web3. I can tell you right now, 9 out of the other 10 whales of the top 10 players of this game know nothing about Web3. It's nothing about that. We came in for an investment. This is ROI, and we're losing right now. We're losing our ROI big time, and that's why we're trying to do this, because I come from a place from a lot of the whales that see what I'm doing, and they encourage this. They want to have open conversations at the table. They want to talk to the big CEOs with all the big degrees and the things that are supposed to be doing the things that they say they're going to be doing, and we just want to help hold them accountable. So this comes from a really good place and a very sensitive place because we want everybody to win. And just because I don't know everything about Upland doesn't mean that Upland's going to be the best and is the best metaverse, because I believe that it is. So these questions come from a place of confidence of where I'm like, hey, I think we should be doing some things differently. And if I think that we did, I think they would see a massive influx of new people, which is what we need. We need new players that are average Joe. And there are also investor players that come in and that want to put their money into NFT assets that they can hold and feel comfortable and safe with doing so, as they're bridging crypto into this game. And I think that's very important to understand as people that may not be just an average Joe, because I'm definitely not a crypto or a Web3 person. I am an average Joe, and right now the game is not appealing to me to where if it's a new player, I'm like, okay, so how do we make this more exciting to a new player? Because it's not for a new player right now.
So, in talking about, in terms of being, at a loss, are we really at a loss when we're coming up with monthly dividends? It just means that our ROI is becoming a bit longer to get back.
But not for new
Um,
players, because new players that started in 22, 23, 24, and 25 are down big, down massive. Just because we're up doesn't mean 90% of the other foundation of players are not.
Well, the other thing we
this is why
also need
the
to think about is that new players aren't going to come in with all the knowledge that
Yeah,
we all have right here.
for
So they're
sure,
not going to go
100%.
strictly to the secondary market and start buying on the secondary USD market and buying things at 80% lower than mint value. They're going to actually come in, purchase UPIX through the UPIX store, and then they're going to find that their UPIX isn't going to return. Like, because the goal for Upland is to sell out of the UPIX store. I mean, that's one of the reasons why they
Yeah.
continue to have releases on a regular basis.
Well, even when you talk about those releases, I feel like those releases had to happen earlier on. I don't think they really wanted to, but they had to adjust and take it into parts because they had that agreement with NFL. Um,
Oh man, don't even
however,
get us started on the
yeah.
legits, bro.
No, I don't. I got
Yeah,
that. No, let's not
yeah.
go there.
Yeah,
But
but that's not what I'm
in
talking
terms of,
about. I mean, I'm talking
okay,
about, a new player coming in,
Yeah,
buying from the UPIX
back to the trial.
store,
Yes, yeah,
and
yeah,
then, coming in and then thinking that they can use that UPIX like for value. And then they find out that the minute that they bought that UPIX value, that they
correct.
lost 80%.
Yeah,
That that
unfortunately,
that's
oh,
what I'm
sorry,
talking
my
about.
bad.
No, no worries, man.
Unfortunately, that's common it is common in a lot of Web3 gaming projects and Web3 spaces. I don't like it either, to be honest with you. But
Okay.
if you follow a lot of the other Web3 projects, that is a common marketing thing. That if you don't do your homework and you end up buying the easiest way out of the store, you do lose value. Yeah,
So you
I'm not a
so
big
you
fan of
would
it.
you would recommend that no players buy UPIX out of the store?
I've always said that. I've always said
I
go
I
mean,
to
I
love that.
the
agree.
players.
I agree. I
Yeah, I
firmly agree.
agree too. Because I mean,
Firmly
what would be
agree.
the point? But then if you look at it as far as Upland needing to burn,
Yeah,
through their monthly bills that they have to pay for,
yeah.
like how are they going to be able to afford to keep the lights on if no one's purchasing UPIX?
There, there,
So
there's many different ways for Upland to do that.
Yeah,
They got the structures that are coming out on a weekly basis.
yeah.
I buy. I can't stop. I can't
I
stop.
do
But
too. I bought
We
them
do
all
too.
too.
We do too. We
Yeah,
buy them all.
but
so
before they weren't selling them as often, like in before their bread and butter was Spark until they basically allowed it to it got to the point where it went from $400 to a Spark to what is it, $40 a Spark? Like, so I mean, yeah, they exhausted, that they exhausted the Spark revenue that they could come up with, and
And
then
they can
now
still make
it
so
looks.
much more if they can add some more. I mean,
well,
there's. Go ahead.
well,
Sorry.
it's not being burned. It's being put back in the pool, and they can resell that as well. So there's many different dynamics
Yeah,
to what they can build. And to me, I've said this to many people as well. I've said, well, why doesn't Upland market and whatnot? And
yeah,
they had a huge marketing thing in 2022, and
I
I'm
don't
looking
think they
around
can
here.
afford it.
yeah.
I don't think they have to. Maybe they could, maybe they couldn't, but we don't know. We can't speculate that. But there is so much content coming out here
I
nowadays.
also think that this is exactly what Upland needs, is conversations
Exactly.
like this
Yeah,
and
no,
more
I
content
agree.
creators
I
and
And
us
agree.
and
having conversations.
Because
And
we're
when we
really
do
not
this,
that far off.
yeah,
All three
correct.
of us, we're really not
Yes,
that
yeah,
far
we,
off.
we,
a
we
million
got we,
percent.
we got 7 days of content plus Metaverse Million plus Spy. We got oh my goodness, content up the wazoo. Like if you
Yeah,
compare this, like if you compare it to other Web3 games, this is a different level. And this is what I'm saying. This is what makes it different. We talked about like a lot of different projects that people were worried about, Earth Meta and whatnot, and Atlas Earth and all that stuff. I've delved into that, and they don't have the community, and their mechanics aren't that great compared to
yeah,
what we got. So
Well, we don't
there is
doubt that.
yeah.
We
yeah.
really
I
don't
really got to
doubt
tell
that.
you, man.
We
When we
know
were,
that Upland's the best platform, or else we wouldn't be
no
playing
question.
for it. And we
Yeah,
want it to be successful, not only for us, but for the community
yep,
members that use the platform on a regular basis. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, our biggest concern is when we talk to the people that we know that have played this game
yeah,
for in the
all the
past,
time.
like
Yeah,
they don't want to come back. They don't
yeah.
want to reinvest or put any money into it. So how do we get those guys to feel comfortable doing
And
it?
not only those
So
guys that want to come back, because here's the thing, I really reach out. I genuinely reach out. I'm like, hey man, we need you guys to sit. Like I told Kevin before this call, I wanted to know the numbers of all the big whales of how much UPX that they were sitting on and not spending. None of these whales that are making this much in UPX and just collecting it, they should be sitting on it. They should be spending it and rebuilding that economy. And that's what this we're not enabling and encouraging that to really increase that volume. And I feel like even when I talk to them, like, maybe in a couple of months or they'll check back in with you this, but I love what you're doing, KTwice. I'm like, damn. I'm like, we need you and your UPX that's sitting in there, that's sitting in your bank to actually go through the economy so that we can actually build UPX sales, because we don't just want USD sales, because there's very few people that are making money in USD and very, very minimal people making money on UPX, because it's the margins are so low. You can't even profit. I mean, you have to buy an UPX just to sell a markup down at 20-25% for USD now. It's crazy. I mean, we went through the average transactions last week and they were just detrimental. You know what I mean? No one wants to play that. No one wants to buy it back into, and that's why I consistently
Well, the
say when we were
average
playing young,
person,
yes, the average person, again, going back to the average person, we need some sort of incentive bonus that brings new players in, like we did with myself. I'm not a Web3 player. I'm not some big crypto guy. I love
and
crypto.
most
I'm in
people
all the
aren't.
crypto, and most people aren't. But I gladly invested 100K and plus, and I would gladly do it again if I had a reason to. And I think there's a lot of people like myself that would see this and be like, I'm not touching that thing. I mean, look at the decline. We need to start seeing an incline of players and revenue and volume on both USD, Spark, and UPX and on across the board. And we're
so
just
have
not.
so with anybody that you've talked to, have they touched anything else other than other like Web3 gaming based, or
Probably
I
not.
don't know?
You know what? I don't think
Probably
so,
not.
man, because
Yeah, I
I
don't think
mean,
Because
so
this
either.
I wasn't a crypto guy. I was a normie when I came in. So um, that I was a regular Joe. This is why I know they
Mhm.
can market to a regular
Yep,
Joe. So
correct. But they have
but you
not
don't
been.
sound like a regular Joe, Lightning. I mean, look at
I've
you.
learned.
Okay, so you've done a lot, to be
Yeah,
successful with the community. It sounds
Yeah,
like. I mean, you've got a lot of aspirations and goals
yeah,
here, which like I think are fantastic. And my
amazing.
hat's off to you, man. I mean,
Yes, we need
you
people
know,
like you,
but I mean,
110% to help.
but most people, man, they're not going to do that. I mean,
Yeah,
most people got involved in this game because it reminded them of a Monopoly type style live version, and they wanted to invest in a real game where they could see a return on
and bridge
investment.
their assets where it would gain value, not decrease in value. You have to remember, a lot of big crypto people, they want to find asset value and asset places to where they can add value to their stacks, right? They want to let it sit, and no one's been letting it sit in Upland at all.
that's the part of gamification. That's where I don't know if it's good or bad.
Yeah,
I'm kind of torn on that one.
Okay,
yeah,
that's fair.
But
Yeah.
they're trying to get people to play the game. They're trying to break themselves from that investing mindset, and you can kind of see that. Um,
So Robert
I've
is in
kind
the
of
chat. Robert is in the chat, and he's saying that a marketing person for Upland would basically fix all of these issues.
I agree. I
And
100%
you
agree.
know, like someone who's really, you know, involved in the marketing side, because
Yeah,
look, most people aren't involved in Web3. Most
yeah.
people are going to get confused. There is a lot of information to know about this game in
Yes.
order to be successful.
To even
And
get
you know,
started and even
and
to
you
feel
could
like you
get
get
with
a
the
win.
wrong group, and
Yeah,
that
dude.
community could lead you in
Yeah,
the wrong direction as well.
yeah,
Because I mean, me and KTwice, we got involved with the wrong group in the
yeah,
beginning, and they led us down the wrong path. And we could have easily have got I don't know, upset and kind of
yeah.
stopped playing, but we
Stop
didn't. We
playing.
chose to continue to move forward.
Yeah.
But you know, like the other thing that's really difficult for me to understand here is, look, I see that the spark market is increasing. I think we talked about that on our last show, which is great. You know, like, but right now it's just all hype because
Yeah.
there are no uppies yet.
That's why
There
you have to rely on the build. So this is why I say when you're jumping into a project, a Web3 gaming project, or you're jumping into any other project, you have to there has to be transparency, and they have to show themselves. They have
They
to.
have to, man. They have
They
to,
have
bro.
to.
That's some, and that's where I feel like they're
So
dropping a little bit of that
yeah,
ball there with the new players. Because here's the thing: as a new player comes in, they're basically telling that new player that just bought in their UPX, that just paid their USD to get their UPX, or however they bridged in their money, already taking a deappreciation value, and you're asking them to wait for more things to maybe possibly add and increase value.
at
And
some
after
point.
leading up to
but
that, they should bridge that gap right now and help also gift something to these new players to make them feel like there's a win. If they don't, the only reason why I kept playing is because I kept feeling like there was a win. When I referred somebody, I got a really good credit. When I bought more UPX, I got a good credit. When I got something, I felt like I was winning something. I felt like there's something that's tangible that's saying, okay, just because it's an UPX, it might not give me USD value right away, but that does give me something tangible. And if I sell something as a FSA
so
that's 100% markup, I'm gonna feel like I got to win, and then I'm a little bit more willing to say, okay, I'll wait for the uppies. I'll wait for the builds to come out. I'll trust the builds. I'll trust the nodes. They're asking for a lot of trust for new players, and that's what's damaging us. Is because the new players don't want to listen to that because they are going to find other places that are getting the rewards faster than what Upland is offering.
Well, we're in a
what
world
what
where
what, what other places
instant
what other
gratification.
what other places are getting rewards faster? Like
I,
what
I,
other places in Web3 gaming?
And for me,
crypto,
I'm in multiple
the
different
stock
things that I don't even know.
market.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
Stock
yeah,
yeah,
market?
yeah,
because you're
No.
because Lightning. Listen, you're talking about people that are educated in Web3, or if maybe their option was, you know, to play a different crypto game or a different type of game. No, we want people that don't have no interest. We want
yeah,
them to come in like we did. I mean,
yeah.
if we limit ourselves to only people that are like,
Correct.
man,
1,000,000%.
I've just did research and found that this platform is the best Web3 experience. We don't. I mean, that's great. I want those people too. But man, that's such a small amount of people.
Easy,
I mean,
like
like
you,
who's thinking that? Who's thinking that? Lightning? Who's thinking? Oh man, I want to play. I want to play in the best Web3 game. I don't know. I
there's
don't know anybody like that.
it's the
Maybe,
mindset of Web3, and the mindset of Web2 is totally different. But when you got Web3, they are thinking earn. But they're slowly, the
so,
Web2 and Web3 space are
So what do you
gradually.
think the percentages of people that just want to play, that are playing now, that just want to be in the best Web3 game?
Well, Scooby was mentioning on Saturday that he just loves playing the game. There's people like that. Like there is
No, but
people.
I know, but what do you think the percentage is? You know, like, do you
I
think
I
it's like
I I, I can't
50%?
I can't say. I think it's lower. I think that's not
Yeah,
lower than
yeah. So
50.
I mean, so
But
if we're trying to appeal to people, we normally in marketing or in strategy, we try to appeal to the largest volume of
Yes.
people, and like that doesn't make sense to
Yeah.
me as a business owner to appeal to just a small group of people
Yeah.
that want to be playing in the best Web3 game. You
And
know, like,
remember, we want to be inclusive to
which
everybody. We
I'm
don't want to
happy. I
limit
want
the
to work.
audience.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
want
so
to
yeah.
I want to play with the best, you know,
this is
too.
well, this is why we market to that 20%, and we market to that markup, because you can build up your account, like, and you can build up your account super quick. So those are the pluses and minuses. When we take a step back and we look at everything as a whole, where are the people that where is the areas that people can build their accounts? like an insane amount. I know, like you say you don't feel like you won in Upland, KTwice, but you don't feel like you've won with your account. Like I don't
No,
get
I'm
like.
not. I'm not saying that I haven't won. I'm saying that I
No,
have
you're
not
saying the
felt
new
the
player.
want.
Well, that was for
No,
new
he's
players.
So anyone
saying
from
that
2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, they have not felt the win. They're not getting wins unless they're cheating the system. Unless they're coming in, they're buying dirty epics, or they're doing some sort of way to cheat the system to make money on the back end of USD. That's the only way profits are made, and we can expose that if we really want to, because we've
and
ran the numbers, and
and the other
we don't
thing,
want to do that.
K-Twice, the context to all of that was, how can we encourage a new player to want to play? And
Yeah.
what you had mentioned was that you don't feel comfortable getting a new player to play based
Yes.
on the way that everything's kind of set up right now. So
Yeah.
as far as, did we, like, dude, me and K-Twice won.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you can't, like,
Big time.
with my annual reoccurring revenue, I mean, I honestly cannot lose unless
Yeah.
Upland goes out of business, and
Which
we're
is
over here,
also why we want to protect that.
and
So
we
We
want
worked
people
hard
to
for
be
that.
able to buy in the Upic store, because the only way that Upland can survive is if people buy from the Upic store. Like, these service buildings, you think that they're going to just continue to come out with new ones and new ones, and people aren't going to get fatigued on them and then
Yeah.
eventually stop buying them? I mean, yes,
Especially
there's
with
right
promised
now.
value,
there,
promised future value, not immediate value. We live in a we
then
want
there's
to
going to be there will be something else at that time. See, they're five moves ahead. They've already got it planned out. I'm pretty sure on that one.
So do
So
you know what their plan is by chance?
no.
Okay, well, we don't know either, and it would be nice to know.
So
Like, it would be nice to know.
yeah.
Because we
Eh,
don't
but
know, we're confused when
yeah,
like, and
yeah,
honestly,
and
it feels
that's
like
what
they
that
don't
we don't
have a
want.
plan.
Yeah.
It feels like they don't have a plan,
Yeah.
because who would want
Yeah.
to crash the spark market? Who would want to get the secondary USD market to selling at 20%? And who would want to continue to have major properties available for mint and discourage all of the people that were loyal to them for all of the years? Nobody would like that. Nobody would want to do that.
you can't
Like that, just
you can't
happened.
yeah, you can't see everything coming. I think they overshot with LA with the amount of new people that were coming in.
So
But
do you agree that if they overshot, that we need to take a step back and start to recreating the experience for new players? I think that's all that we're
so
asking Upland to
uh,
do, is to recreate a
yeah,
new experience for a new player right now. Because
Well,
so
right now, a new
and
player
it's
that's
put
going to come in
caps.
is not going to know
it's
We
shit.
need caps.
we are dropping the market. It's not Upland. Like, it's people with the properties that are dropping the market. They're not building. It's still, to them, it's still
But why
property
are we?
flipping.
But no, that it's not us. We're being forced to drop the prices.
How are we
Like,
being forced to drop? You can just hold. Like, I
because
don't
if
understand
some
what you're.
because people have circumstances that come up where they need to make income, and when they need to get out of the game, how you know how many people I've talked to over time who has had an unexpected surprise in their life, and they needed to cash out of the game, and the only way to do that is through USD sales, and the only way to do that is by lowering their
Uh-oh.
prices to a price point. It's just like normal real estate. Things happen in real life as well, and people come in and they sell at a lower end market area, and then
Yeah.
people kind of got preconditioned looking at these prices all of the time, and then it became a situation where they were flipping back and forth from the flippers that actually flipped in this project every day, and it created a trend that we're in currently right now. So I mean, I strongly believe that there should be price caps on properties being sold for under mint value, because it's discouraging to new players, and it's discouraging to OGs that have been playing for quite some time to watch their investment go down the crapper.
Yeah.
Well, at least you can take USD out. That's still a good thing.
I wish
So,
I could.
No, I agree.
I wish
Hey,
I could.
I agree.
oh, that's a
That's
separate
not an
issue.
insult to
But
injury, bro. Come on,
I've
that's
never
like stabbing me in the back, bro.
I've never had any issues. You can ask anybody in chat. I'm sure they've all had no issues. So
I can't cash out. I literally can't cash out. I can't use USD, and I've emailed support multiple times. And I actually have a lot of people that reach out that have the same issues. And I don't know why. Maybe it's an account thing. Maybe it's I don't know, an old school need to like, I don't know, fix a glitch in
So,
my
so I've
game
had
or something.
I've been running streams for 6 months now, like probably close to 120 streams,
Oh,
and I've had
wow.
people. I like if you
That's great.
my YouTube channel has like almost 450 videos. A lot of them like 3 hours at a time, 8 hours of
Holy
content.
smokes.
I love it.
I've had
I watched some of your stuff, man. I
so
love it.
so so we have new players coming on there, and I'm telling them exactly what I'm telling you, and they get pumped up and they get excited that they can build their account quickly and use that value. So when I look at Upland and I look at like your account or my account, that's all value being built, so we can move that around as well. Unfortunately, it's at the lower markups if you do want to cash out quickly, but we can move that to whatever totems or sparklet. Yeah, it's all speculative at this point, but at least they're building, and they are like we're getting news every single day now. Every single day there's something new,
I
Again,
agree.
they have the and they
don't
have the
take for what
development
we're saying
upgrades.
as
I
an
mean, but
attack too either.
hey,
Yeah,
we
We're buying
agree
every
with
day.
that.
I'm buying every day. I
Yeah,
buy
and I
every
bought all the
single day.
service buildings. I
I buy
bought all the
people.
service locations. You
I
know,
yeah.
work
like
with
No,
the
I
asset
get I
we're
got that.
players.
I'm
doing
just
as
trying
well.
to, you know,
And
but
so
we're
let me
also
ask you
comparing.
this, Lightning.
But
Let me
I
ask
don't
you
Yeah.
see
this.
any new
So you
players
said
coming into this
you have
game.
about
I don't
400
personally.
subscribers to your YouTube channel, right?
No,
And then
that's videos. I
videos.
only got like four. I
Oh,
only got like 157 or something like that.
okay. So I mean, look, it's fair to say that there's just a small amount of new players coming to your channel, getting your advice, compared to as how many new players must come in here and there.
Yeah, my big account is X. So X is my kind of my
Okay,
thing. So
but it's fair to say that there's a small, very, very small percentage of people that are new players that are coming in and gaining the knowledge from you, is all I'm trying to say.
at this point, yeah, we're getting bigger, but
I mean,
you can
we're all
also you
getting
can
bigger,
yeah,
but my
but you
point
can
is,
market and
this is my
advertise to the
point.
new play. But yeah, okay.
This is my point. My point is the people that we played with were like almost seniors, and you know, like they do things where they develop muscle memory from playing. They don't go to YouTube and try to figure out like someone to listen to on how they can invest in the platform. You know, like there's a good portion of people that aren't going to do that. And the other thing
And you
too
want
is,
them all. Again, you want them all. Not
no, no,
just
no,
a
hold
quarter
on,
here,
hold
quarter there. You
on.
want them all.
The other thing too is that those people, the people that are playing that are tech savvy, most of them, a good portion of them, they don't have the free cash available to invest in the platform, where someone who, you know, like maybe getting close to retirement age, they're going to
Yep.
be a little more financially sound, but yet they haven't developed the skills that it takes to come in and find and research a channel to help them make good decisions in order to move forward with the good investment that they want to partake in when it comes to the platform. So, all that being said, the people that actually have like the money to invest in the platform, the main majority of the percentage, they're not going to do what
Yeah.
you're saying that we should all be doing.
I don't know. I kind of disagree with that one. There's a lot of information out there. I
If
do.
Kevin was wrong, this game would be exploding right now. The game's
Yeah,
not.
I do disagree
Come
with
on,
that.
man.
You know,
I mean,
I
look
can't
at my
take
if
anything from
I'm
that.
username.
That's the
I'm
truth because
Kevin
of
the
where we're
Man.
at.
Okay, I mean, don't you
yeah,
know what I mean?
you know, if I'm doing something, unfortunately, you know, I put a couple hundies in the game before I did my research, and then realized how big it was. And you know, I bought my first properties in Cleveland, thinking that
Bro,
I
I
could
bought mine in
market
my
and
own
advertise them
property in
then.
Fresno. I
So
didn't know what the hell I was doing,
nice.
dude. I bought some of the
So,
dumbest
You
things.
were
You know what I
buying some
mean?
but
crazy whack
I
stuff,
was, dude. I had no
KTwice.
idea what I was doing. But that's again, I am the player that we want. We want a lot of players like myself that may make a couple mistakes. That yeah, you know what? I don't really want to do all the research on this, but this might be a great opportunity to camp some money here and maybe gain some value, which I did. We did. We gained a very big value since we started playing
Because we were
in the
early.
early days. Yeah.
We were early, and we
Yeah.
definitely, made a great investment. I mean, I've said that since episode one.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like there's just no way. I mean, I think 3.3 million a month in UPX. I mean, I I
Yeah,
don't, you
Hey
know,
Kev,
I don't
I'm
hurt
gonna
for
let you
anything.
close this one out. My internet keeps cutting out, but I really appreciate you coming on, Lightning. I have to jump. My internet's about to cut out on me, but I apologize. I would love to continue this next week too, and maybe even I got some other fun numbers and stuff too. But I love these conversations, and I really respect you, and I appreciate everything you are doing for Upland. It means a lot to me because we need a lot of this. We need hundreds of players that are doing this, thousands, so that we can market and brand because we are the only people that are marketing the Upland right now, and this is why we are doing what we're doing. So I think I'm getting cut out again. I apologize, guys. I'll just have to shit. All right, damn it.
Okay, all right, guys. Well, we appreciate you guys all tuning in today. Special thanks to Lightning. You know, I think he's very knowledgeable, and I definitely appreciate the time that he's taken to come in and kind of talk to us all. We plan on maybe having you in the future, Lightning. Does that sound good?
yeah. I just I think we gotta focus. Like here's what I think. We just gotta focus more on the positive stuff. So you know, I still remember the first property I minted and all that stuff. So as I'm coming, I when I'm watching your show, I'm trying to think as a new player jumping in, and so when I tune in and then I hear that okay, yeah, you guys had great numbers like last week, and then you said, but it's not to USD. It's almost like in saying to people that come on that you know what, it's not time to invest until it's almost dollar for UPX, whereas where it's like I feel that's we're a bit on the wrong end there, because I think based on how the numbers have been in the last 2 years with that market being so steady, like steady as a rock, the Upland community has spoken. They have pretty much said that 70 between 17 and 20%, and we get times where people eat up that 17% too as 20%. So the Upland community has spoken, and that if you it's pretty much an ATM at 15%. So I feel that that's definitely a huge positive, that if we're looking to market to people, and I've marketed that to people that have been on stream and they're very receptive to that, so that does work. And if you're a numbers person and you're looking for those monthly dividends and you're looking to have fun in the game, this is why I built my account to where it is. I just crossed the 4 mil mark today of monthly
Awesome,
dividends. So, and I
awesome.
got to 263k Sparklet and 170k Protum. So I've been in every single aspect of the game since that late 2021. So I feel like we got some really good insight into every different player aspect in this game, and this is why I jumped onto this media and this space and these spaces in YouTube and whatnot, because of me jumping into a lot of these projects and just going head on, because that's the way I feel I can bring value to everybody, just by putting my heart and soul into jumping in here and going into all those Web3 projects and comparing, because we definitely did hit the lottery, to be honest with you, with just going over the last 6 months in these other Web3 gaming projects. We got a call out for Web3 developers on X, and we're starting the spaces just to get people coming into, get people to come into and even show what projects they got going on, because it is pretty much a graveyard out there. We had Too Stupid for Web3 on last Thursday, and he had a project that he had mentioned just 2 weeks before, and now it's dead. So that is the pretty much that is the storyline of a lot of the Web3 projects,
Well,
and
look, Lightning.
and
Yeah,
yeah.
thanks for the information. I mean, you know, like for one, look, I'm gonna tell everyone my opinion based on my experience and the time that I've spent with Upland and the community. You know, like I'm gonna make sure, you know, to stay loyal to, you know, to what I've seen happen and what I've seen gone on. You know, in reference to the Web3 and all of that, I would definitely say that's great. You know, like if you're a Web3 guy and your goal is to invest in Web3 applications, then I would say, hey, this is the best application for you. But what I would also say too is that you know, like we want people that aren't just thinking about investing in Web3, or maybe they don't have the big picture that you've gained over time. We want the common Joe to come in here and find value in the platform and decide to play in the platform and be rewarded later on. Like I think
Well,
that's the most important thing that we're missing here. It's not, we could get a bunch of tech nerds to kind of say, hey, this is great, this is the best, look, we could do this, we could do that, and but it's not relevant to everyone. Like we want the relevance to make sense to a large group of people.
well, let's take the last 6 years and let's just ask. We could even ask the chat. Is has this in the last couple months? Has this been the best time in Upland's history? I'm curious. You guys
Yeah, no, I
report us
would
more
be
in the chat
curious too, because there's I mean, in
or your
Upland's
opinions in the chat.
history, yeah, that's a pretty big, bold
Well,
statement, because the
for me,
best
for me, it's
time in
also that.
history, like based on my experience, and like when people like Abdullah were are buying $1 billion worth of UPX in 1 year, 2021. Like, to me, that was the best year for Upland.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm asking the chat though. I'm just yeah.
yeah.
I got what you're saying.
So Robert says that Upland is rocking. So he's good.
And
Robert is happy, and Robert, you're right. Upland is rocking. Like there's no doubt that it's rocking. Like, but like, is it rocking off of the deck? Like, or is it just rocking back and forth? Like, that's what I would ask. Like what really has changed? What speculation that things are going to get better? Because I mean, like a lot hasn't changed. I mean, we talk about all these new utilities that are coming into Upland. They're not here. When they're here, like it'll be a different story. So I'll look forward to kind of seeing that. But all that being said, Lightning, like we're gonna end the show now. I definitely appreciate you coming in. Like it sounds like you're kind of diving down the rabbit hole, and it makes it seems like it makes a lot of sense for you and the community members that you hang out with. And like I mentioned before, dude, my hat's off to you. Thank you for being a leader and for streaming and giving a bunch of content to everyone. I think that that's very important, and I definitely love the education that you're bringing to the table.
thank you.
All right,
Really
man.
appreciate
Well,
it.
we'll see you next time. And thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you next Monday. Sorry that KTwice had to bounce out of here earlier. Like he mentioned, he's kind of in the middle of nowhere, so I definitely don't fault him. But we'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Lightning.
All right, no problem. Glad that we could jump on and have a nice healthy talk.
You got it.
Alrighty.